Alright, so for this rehearsal video, I'm going to be using my mentor's BB gun, and he gave it to me so that I can practice with it when I'm not with him and I don't have a gun. So he gave it to me so I can practice with it before we actually start to shoot, which I believe will be next week. So he wants me to get even more well versed on how the gun works before we actually go out and do that. So this is it, and this is the empty magazine that I will be using for it. But first, I'm going to do what I usually do and treat the gun as if it's loaded by checking to see if it's loaded, and it is empty, so that's good. Where I keep my finger off the trigger, that was something that I needed to work on because I have a habit of wanting to grip it from right here when I should always have my finger off the trigger. And so now I'm going to get the magazine, put it in, and finger off the trigger, get a good grip on it. And now I'm going to rack the gun, and for guns that are not fully automatic, you need to rack the gun most of the time, and that just means that the bullets that are in the magazine are being pushed forward by this motion, and then it would go forward and push the gun forward. The reason that that it didn't go forward with this gun was because that some guns, like this one, will leave it open if you try to rack it, and it'll leave it open if the gun is empty, because I'm assuming because they assume that you're probably checking to see if the gun is loaded, because that's the same way you would check. So they made it so that you could leave it open for convenience, but since we only needed it to rack the gun, all we needed to do was pull it. And then for normal guns, or if this gun had been loaded, if I had pulled it, it would have just gone back forward. But since it didn't, I just have to pull this little lever and it'll go forward for me. So now the gun is pointed away from me. Now I'm going to pull the trigger, and that is going to cause this hammer to go down, which means that it'll move forward, and it's what ignites a little thing right over here, and that's what ignites the gunpowder in the bullet, which propels the bullet forward through the chamber. So then I would hold it forward, shoot, and this thing moved forward. So that is it for this rehearsal.